Good morning, beloveds. I'm attempting to get my phone to sit on my steering wheel so that it doesn't fall off. I'm coming to you live from the food event. Oops, sorry about my hand there. The food event at the Oak Ridge High School today. We were working with the Montgomery Food Bank to help out this area. Okay, I think I got it. Nope. I don't know why it's being difficult today. Alright, I'm going to have to hold it. So this is going to be awkward and difficult, and you can see it's a bright blue sky. I don't know if that's helping or not. Nope, it's not. Okay. I call it a moonroof because I don't ever open it in the sunshine, but I thought it would help with the lighting in here. Not so much. All right. It is August 29th. We are finishing up on the month of Vitality. We've got a couple more days. Monday's the last day of the month. So it is Saturday. So like I said, I'm coming to you live from the Montgomery Food Bank food market. I am currently sitting in my car, and I'm not going to want to get out because it's hot out there. All right, but our title today is "The Healing Christ Abides Within Me." The Christ mind that abides within you is the incarnation of God in every individual. Not a person lives who does not at some time in his or her life sense this inward presence, this vision of the divine presence that presses against us. It is seeking entrance through our thoughts. We must open the door of our consciousness and permit it to enter. It is willingness, acceptance, recognition that gives entrance to the divine presence. It is faith, acknowledgement that it is faith and acknowledgement that permits its creative power to flow through our word. Say, today I am opening my consciousness to a realization of the living, eternal Christ. I know that the Christ dwells in me, and I know that there is an invisible guide, a living presence with me at all times. With complete simplicity and directness, I recognize my divine center. Consciously, I unify myself with the spirit in which I live, move, and have my being. I am strong with the all-vitalizing power of pure spirit. I am sustained by divine energy, which flows through me as radiant health and vitality. Every atom of my being responds to this divine presence. I completely surrender myself to it. Okay, so the healing Christ abides within me. One of the things that we teach in Science of Mind is that Jesus was a person. Christ is a consciousness. So when we say the Christ consciousness is within me, that's what we mean. That we are emulating the consciousness that Jesus himself did. Christ consciousness. And all of those things that come with it. The recognition that there is one power and that power flows through each and every one of us because we are made from the same substance as that power, that divine spark, splinter, whatever you want to call it. So the Christ mind that abides within you is the incarnation of God in every individual. Meaning you have this already within you. What you have to do is recognize it and use it. Not a person lives who does not at some time in his or her life seek this inward presence. They may not call it the same name as we call it. They might call it Buddha. They might call it the Buddhist consciousness. They might call it any one of the 1,000 Hindi names. Allah means the Father in Islam. So they're all words, but they all mean the same thing. This vision of the divine that presses against us, because we are made from it, because it is what we are, it's constantly leaned up against us. Kind of, I guess, think like a cat who comes and rubs up against your ankles. It's like, hey, I'm here, pay attention to me. It is seeking entrance through our thoughts. It's a part of what we are, but we have to be willing to allow the power to come through us in our thoughts and our words and our deeds. We must open the door of our consciousness and permit it to enter. It is willingness, acceptance, and recognition that gives entrance to the divine presence. So you are part of the divine presence, but you have to be willing and accepting and recognizing that you are, so that it'll flow through you. It is faith and acknowledgement that permit its creative power to flow through our word. Faith and acknowledgement. We have to believe that it is so, and recognize it and say, no, this is the world that I live in. I live in the world with Christ consciousness. And let it come through. Believe that when we speak our word, we are speaking the truth. And believe that when we speak our word in love, we are speaking the truth. Okay, so the treatment part of it is, today I am opening my consciousness to a realization of the living eternal Christ. Christ is not a person. Jesus is a person. Christ is a consciousness. It is a consciousness that each and every one of us can embody, because it's part of who we are. We just have to open up and acknowledge it. I know that the Christ dwells in me, and I know that there is an invisible guide, a living presence with me at all times. All I have to do is open up and acknowledge that presence, to feel that presence. It's there. I just have to be willing to feel it. With complete simplicity and directness, I recognize my divine center. Divine center. That place, I like to call it the place where we meet God, and Jesse calls it the place where nothing has ever been wrong. Consciously, I unify myself with this pure spirit in which I now live, move, and have my being. I am strong with the strength of the all-vitalizing power of pure spirit. So, when you're having one of those days when you're not feeling it, that would be a good thing to say. I am strong with the strength of the all-vitalizing power of pure spirit. I am sustained by divine energy, which flows through me as radiant health and vitality. Every atom of my being responds to this divine presence. That's another power statement. If you're having one of those days and you ain't feeling it, every atom of my being responds to this divine presence. I completely surrender myself to it. You're made of it. Why not surrender to the power that's greater than you are? Okay, which I know, that's a lot to ask. That is a lot to ask. So, if I'm going to look for a mission, our mission, should we choose to accept it today, I am opening my consciousness to the realization of the living eternal Christ. So our mission, should we choose to accept it, is to recognize the Christ consciousness within ourselves. To recognize that we have that consciousness, that we need to open up and be willing to allow it to flow through us. And to let go of the I'm not worthy. Christ said to us, all of these things that I do, you will do also, and more. And we get this idea that Jesus is this great exception. He's the Son of God. Well, yeah, I got news for you. You're the son and the daughter of God too. That means that if you are willing to unify to the level that he was, you can do everything that he did. We live in a messy material world, and it's hard for us to think of Jesus as anything more than that exception. But he's not an exception, he's an example. What he told us is that all of these things that I'm doing, if you are willing to surrender to the Christ consciousness, these things and more you can do. All of it is within you. Okay. Looks like the cars are starting to come back through. So I'm going to get back out there. I've enjoyed the sunshine, the air conditioning for a minute. But I'm going to encourage you to do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself. And because it is bloody hot out there, drink a lot of water today. We all put our sunscreen on this morning, and we are all drinking a whole lot of water out here. And if I get a spare moment, I may pull these people up into Facebook Live so y'all can all say hi. All right? The only thing we want to do is preserve the privacy of the people that we're serving. So, have a wonderful day, beloveds. Open the windows of your soul. Allow that breath of heaven to come in to remind you that the Christ consciousness is yours now because it lives within you. All you have to do is be willing to surrender to that love and surrender your feeling of unworthiness. You are the beloved child of God in whom Spirit is well pleased. So do something that engages your mind and your body today, and have a wonderful day. All right, beloveds, Reverend David will be back with you at 5 p.m. today. I will be back with you at 9 a.m. tomorrow, and we will bring you an amazing service at 11 a.m. tomorrow. Have a wonderful day, beloveds.